Hi Greg, lovely to meet up with you on the range yesterday and do some work on your game. Just to recap on the session that we did, we can see here on the far left, the beginning of your lesson, there's a little bit of a favouring of your right side with your weight, just very slightly. From there we tend to make a move off the golf ball, so you can see your centre drifting off that red line. So your sternum, in other words, that's the centre of the circle in which we swing, as we discussed yesterday, just drifts off, and as a result now we've got to time a shift back across in order to satisfy the number one criteria for any golfer, which is making solid contact. If we take a little look at our friend here in the middle, we can see the weight just favouring the left hand side ever so slightly, his left shoulder protruding a little bit more than his right. From there he's going to stay very much on top of that yellow line on the way back. And now what he's done is he's made it much easier to make solid contact. What we're looking for ultimately in a golf swing is a feeling then that the weight's continuously moving forward. This now moves the centre of the swing slightly further forward than it was at address, which ensures that we hit the ball, then the turf. So you can see there that the club is going to enter the ground approximately where the upper centre or the sternum or the body weight, if you will, is positioned through impact. What we see with yourself here on the far left is a tendency to move off it, not quite get back onto that centre line quick enough. As a result, you've just made it quite easy to have the low point of your swing behind the ball. And as we discussed yesterday, most beginners tend to hit the ground behind the ball first and then become very good at topping it. We can see as we're coming into impact, the elbows start to divide. That's a preventative measure to assist you in ensuring that the club does not hit the ground behind the ball. As you can see, there are no movement forward of the body during the downswing. What we see here on the far right is a much improved top of the backswing position. I'm just going to take this one on the left back up to the top, where we've made a move off it. On this one there, we've just got a little bit more weight on the left hand side, just to make you aware of that setup position, and then we're going to try and keep it on the left hand side throughout the backswing. Put the line in place. As we go back now, you can see we don't drift off it quite as much, not as much tilt away from your target here, a little bit more centered, and as a result we now don't need to worry about getting back onto the golf ball during the downswing. We can see we do that quite successfully, but unfortunately we still think we're going to hit the ground behind the ball, so the elbows divide and we tend to top the shot. You noticed yesterday towards the end of your session you weren't hitting the ground behind the ball at all, which is great. You were catching quite a few thin because we've not learned to hit down on it properly as we stand. So a little bit more weight on the left, keep it there during the backswing, and then continually move forward during the downswing, as we see with our friend here in the middle of the screen. Weight moving further and further and further left as the downswing progresses. Ultimately we want to have about 85% of the weight favouring the left side of impact, but if you can work on what we've discussed, I'm sure you're going to find that quite easy in the long run. Look forward to speaking with you soon and having our next session. Well done.